Hello, this is Crochet Basics with K.Jolie, and in this episode I just wanted to go over some finer points or, little tips, tricks, hacks and stuff for doing amigurumi, plushies and stuff like that. So with stuffing, the different types of stuffing and using safety eyes and buttons and stuff and things of that nature, okay? So now just to show you, okay, not all are the same. Some are extra fluffy and some are more dense, and both of these are made from the same pattern. And this one is, been played with and what have you, and this one is more or less just for display. I put it in my videos and here it is. Okay, so you could see it's still like fluffy. It holds its shape with the polyfill, the lighter one. With the dense one, it gets compact, it squishes down, and it doesn't necessarily have like that that flexibility, like that fluffy push back, so to speak. Stuffing as you go. Here's a little arm for my little bear. Okay, so just to show you, this is the stick that it comes with. It looks kind of like a chopstick. It's a small dowel with a smaller edge, and they come in the polyfill bags. So, and with stuffing as you go, or stuffing in general, you want to stuff if it's a very long limb, leg, arm, tail, what have you. You do want to stuff as you go, because when you're feeding it through, this goes right through it. Okay, so you could be there for a really long time just trying to get it in. Okay, but you would feed it through. You would hold your piece and feed it through, and try, as best as possible to get it nice and full. And with something like this is a teddy bear arm, okay? But with something like this, you want to get it like as full as you can get it, but not to the edge, okay? But you don't want to overstuff. Okay, you always want to be like, cautious with overstuffing, because then you'll see through your stitches. I don't know if this will show up. Okay. Let's see. If you overstuff, what happens is I didn't overstuff here, but I'll try and show you. You'll see the stuffing through your stitches if you overstuff. Okay? So that's just something to think about, when you're stuffing. Okay? So this is something that, this is the bear's arm that I'm working on, okay? So if I didn't get enough stuffing in, what I would do is, as I sew it on, I would leave a little bit of space before I completely sew it, and then just try and stuff just a little more, just so that it's nice and full. Okay? But with longer items, this is a small one, but with longer ones, you definitely want to stuff as you go, because if this was way longer, it just takes longer to get the stuffing all the way down to the bottom. Another thing is eyes, safety eyes. Okay, so you can use buttons. Buttons are great. The thing with buttons is that you don't want to give anything with like sewn on buttons to a smaller child if you're making a toy, or so the safety eyes are great. They come with backs that pop on. What you would do is you would figure out your placing, and you would pop them through where you want them, and the ridges hold the back in place, which is just a plastic disc, and they have little teeth on them and all that kind of thing. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but you can see they have little teeth right there. So you pop them on, but this is what it looks like. Okay, and now with the bigger safety eyes, there's a hole there, and what you can do is you can attach them, a small piece of yarn through it, and tie it just so that they're both, attached. okay? But it's all the way fed through. You can see all the ridges here. And it's nice and snug. The problem, okay, the thing with safety eyes, not the problem with, but the thing with safety eyes is if you get, if you don't put them in, you know, exactly where you want them, once you snap that back on, that's it, you're done. They're done. You would have to snip off, and I've actually had my husband do this for me. I didn't put my eyes in proper, you know, placement, and he had to cut through, and that's it. Garbage. Okay? Which is fine, you know, because you want, you know, they're safety eyes for a reason. Safety first. This goes, you know, even if you just have one layer of crochet or knit or whatever it is, you know, I have this screwdriver with an adjustable, okay, has the head. This is so funny that I'm showing this. Okay, so you want to find one that'll feed through perfectly. Okay, and you want to do this on a soft surface. You want to push it through on a soft surface. You don't want your eyeball or your nose or what have you to get scratched, because I've had that happen. So you don't want that to happen. So make sure you have the placement you want, you know, exactly, so that you're not wasting and all of that, because I told you, once you cut that back piece, that's it, you know, your safety piece is, you know, your safety whatever is gone. That's it's more or less garbage, you know. Nah, a little higher, I think, right? So make sure, you know, you have your eyes in place, or whatever it is, your nose, whatever your, you know, your safety piece, with the proper placement that you, that's not bad, huh? A little cockeyed. Anyway, make sure you have it, you know, your placement. And it, you know what, even with this, just pushing it through and look at it and make sure, you know, for placement, you want to, you know, because when you pull it out, you just push your stitches back to where they were, and it's not a big deal. Okay, so that's always something, you know, you want to make sure your placement is good and everything. Okay, so let me show you. So that's in. I'm going to push it in. Okay, so I got my piece here, and now just to push it, like I don't have the strength, so to speak, to push it through all the way. So see, now that's the first few snaps, and you can hear it, you know, snap through. Okay, your placement. Okay, but just to make sure it's secure, right, you got your adjustable screwdriver, and now I'm handy, so I have this, you know, okay, pops right in, but you don't need that because we're sticking in safety eyes or a safety nose. Fits perfect here. I have a small hammer, okay, just a small, this is I think a 4 ounces, but you know, you just want to hit it on, okay, and see where you're at. And now also, if you don't have that, if you don't have a like a screwdriver like that to drive it on, you know, to crack with a hammer, it's so silly, you can also use a pair of pliers, and you always want to make sure you're doing it soft surface, you know, underneath. You do not want to damage any kind of thing, all of that or whatever, but you would just use your pliers. This is my handy dandy. These pliers are well over 20 years old. They were my mom's from when she did jewelry way back in the day. All right, but you would hold it on, okay, and then you would just tap the pliers in and just make sure that you have, you know, make sure you have good placement and that it's nice and snug in there and tight. Safety first, so that's always good, but you always want to protect the eye. So this one here will always be with me, because here I scratched its eye when I was trying to squeeze it with a pair of pliers. And that's the whole thing with the safety eyes, you know. You want them to be in nice and secure so they do not pull through. in any kind of way. Okay, and then they're not dangerous from the backside either, because even though it's a rounded edge, you never know. Kids do things. If you have any questions, please ask. Share, like the video, subscribe, all that kind of thing. I have some amigurumi, plushies I'm going to be having patterns for. So, and I'll get that going for you. And I guess that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And Crochet Basics, K.Jolie, as always, happy hooking, because it keeps you off the streets. Thank you so much for watching. Have a super duper great day. Bye now.